When South Park released an episode roasting The Witcher Season 4, nobody expected it to blow up the way it did. The internet practically exploded within minutes of the parody airing. Clips went viral, memes dominated social media, and fans around the world began sharing the most brutal moments with a kind of gleeful satisfaction. The episode didn't just poke fun at The Witcher recast, it demolished it. It mocked the writing, the tone, the creative team, and most of all, the idea that Liam Hemsworth could ever replace Henry Cavill as Geralt of Rivia. And while the internet found it hilarious, Liam Hemsworth most definitely did not. According to multiple insiders, he was furious. So furious, in fact, that he reached out to his representation and demanded they take action against the South Park creators and force the episode to be removed.
Were you familiar with this, the Watcher before you, The Witcher?
The Witcher,
before you started?
I hadn't seen the TV show, and I hadn't read the book.
Back
They
in
should have just canceled it.
It was and there were more than a few outlets and fans.
I don't know why Netflix would have even continued with it, because like it's only going to damage their brand and make them look bad. Like you probably should be paying money to not have it shown.
Saying that's possible, actually releasing the show. And let's just
I don't know why they released it. They should have just canceled it. That's fine. But what I'm saying is that a lot of people obviously don't like this type of content.
Netflix's Q2 report came out, and apparently they lost 1 million subscribers in the second quarter of this year, which we already saw that at the beginning of the year, they lost 200,000. The next month, they lost another couple 100,000, and they had projected that they were going to lose a couple million over the next few months.
My job? Kill monsters. Get coin. Use coin on McDonald's app. Get points. Use points to get free McChicken. Only 1,500 points. Every dollar spent is 100 points. Constant BOGOs. I always leave with a free McChicken. It's like I'm stealing from them.
Stealing?
You're
a thief.
Lemon
Witcher was supposed to be 7 seasons, but it was abruptly cut down to 5 after Henry Cavill left, and Lauren Hissrich is lucky she got that. But she does say, are there more stories? Maybe. Well, actually, there's a lot because you skipped them. But this one has to end at this point. So I think it's a nice time for all of us to step back a little bit. And that probably has a lot to do with the audience stepping back a long time ago.
The story of Liam Hemsworth's meltdown began only hours after the South Park episode first aired. Fans started tagging him on social media, sending compilations of the most savage jokes about Geralt's recast. One particularly viral scene featured a South Park version of Liam riding a fake plastic horse while the narrator said, "When you order Geralt on discount." Another scene showed the writers of The Witcher flipping through Sapkowski's books and throwing them out the window. The internet roared with laughter. But Liam wasn't laughing. According to a source close to the production, Liam watched the episode with growing anger, pacing around the room, pausing certain scenes just to mutter complaints under his breath. Those around him described him as shocked, defensive, and embarrassed, but most of all, angry at how easily he became a punchline. His first reaction wasn't quiet frustration. It was a full-on outburst. Insiders say Liam shouted that the show was unfair, targeting him personally and crossing a line. He apparently couldn't believe the South Park creators treated the recast as a joke rather than a serious artistic choice. But from the outside, fans felt differently. To them, the parody wasn't an attack. It was the truth wrapped in comedy. People had been complaining about the recast from the moment it was announced. South Park simply amplified the collective disappointment in an exaggerated but painfully accurate way. And now that the episode spread everywhere, Liam found himself trending, but for all the wrong reasons.
Promote this thing until a month before it came out. You knew they knew that switching from like Henry Cavill to Liam Hemsworth, as downhill as the franchise has gone, everybody knew that even they knew it'd be shit. Were we expecting this? Witcher Season 4 is sitting at 17% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes right now. And I mean, look, the critics are pretty so-so on it as well. Some critics have been lambasting it, but overwhelmingly the fan base who has had an opportunity to watch it has wholeheartedly rejected this thing. You know,
I'm the most annoying guy on set because I'm saying, excuse me, you do realize that this should be happening and they wouldn't do that, and you haven't read this, that means this would be impossible. And everyone's just going, Henry, just shut up and do the thing. And I'm like, I don't want to do the thing because he wouldn't do it this way, and he can do this.
What's this? Oh, I saw this. Henry Cavill says he's not a fan of sex scenes in film and television and believes that they're mostly a bit of a cop-out. Fucking true. Absolutely true.
It's when you have a sense that you're going, is this really necessary? Or is it people just with less clothing on?
Right.
And that's where you start to get more uncomfortable and you're thinking, there's not a performance here. TV show or a movie is just filled with sort of gyrating bodies and you're going, okay,
Right.
But I mean, what is this doing for us apart from the idea of like, oh, naked person, great.
Yeah.
Oh, I can make whatever I want. I've got him on a farm milking people. I'm gonna send him to the ladies with the red bonnets on. Because everyone can have their version. Everyone shouldn't. Everyone doesn't matter enough to have their version. What matters is the millions upon millions of people which have bought the games, and they deserve to be represented. Lauren doesn't. Lauren's irrelevant. I'm not sure why Lauren's the showrunner. She already scared off the best asset that the series has. Getting rid of Henry Cavill and keeping Lauren would be like losing a Wagyu steak and having it replaced with a carrot.
The viral reaction ignited Liam's temper even more. He reached out to his publicist demanding they put a stop to the hate campaign, insisting South Park had damaged his reputation unfairly. His PR team scrambled to calm him down, explaining that parody shows were protected under free speech and satire laws. But Liam refused to accept their explanation. He argued that this wasn't parody, it was defamation, it was harmful, it was cruel. But no one around him agreed. They tried reminding him that nearly every major celebrity, franchise, or cultural phenomenon had been roasted by South Park at some point. But logic didn't help. Liam didn't want perspective, he wanted revenge.
Now I have to.
I think that's just so unfair to the guy. Are we really gonna blame everything and scapegoat this guy? Well, think about it. If the show was so great, why did the first guy leave? It's so unfair.
Millions of people are canceling their Netflix subscriptions. Why Netflix stock is absolutely tanking right now. I mean, it is just collapsing totally in the red. And you can see that it is on a massive downward slope this month. It's cratering.
And I guess bringing in a new White Wolf at this point in the season, a bold move and a tall order for Liam.
And of course, he wanted to honor the character that had already been set up because he knows that he's stepping into a role. But at the same time, he wanted to make sure that his performance was authentic, that it felt like him, that he wasn't playing and mimicking anything. And so
promote this thing until a month before it came out. You knew they knew that switching from like Henry Cavill to Liam Hemsworth, as downhill as the franchise has gone, everybody knew that even they knew it'd be shit. Were we expecting this? Witcher Season 4 is sitting at 17% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
To agree with the responsibility of that lays at the feet of one woman, the aforementioned Lauren Schmidt-Hissrich, who has finally gotten everything she wanted, complete control of an epic fantasy series on Netflix without the shackles of Henry Cavill. And how did it turn out? Well, about as bad as you would expect. It's time to talk about.
And it was not even a year ago where Henry very publicly said that he is committed to doing the planned 7 seasons of the Netflix Witcher on one condition. That condition being that the writers can manage to tell great stories while honoring the source material this show is apparently meant to be based on. Now,
okay, well that actually does fucking indicate something, doesn't it? Let's read this again. Absolutely, he says, and this is a quote, as long as we can keep telling great stories which honor Sapkowski's work. So guess, I wonder what the odds are that a Netflix series isn't going to honor the original content of which the series is built off.
Witcher, 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 there's fish people drowning our sheep in the river.
Sounds like drowners. Gonna need spicy mayo.
Okay.
Oil my blade. Witcher magic for every occasion. Killing monsters is what I do.
Okay, can you hurry?
Witcher! A vampire ate my mom!
A Dracula needs garlic butter.
That's when things escalated. Liam instructed his team to reach out to South Park's studio, demanding that the episode be pulled from circulation. According to leaked emails, his management sent a strongly worded complaint arguing that the episode intentionally misrepresented Liam's work, damaged the public perception of the Witcher franchise, and crossed ethical boundaries for comedic effect. Most people expected South Park to ignore the message, but they didn't. Instead, the creators responded in the most South Park way possible with a brief email that read, "Thanks for watching. Nothing else. No apology, no explanation, no negotiation. Just a short dismissive reply that instantly made the situation worse." When Liam read that response, he reportedly lost it. Insiders say he started yelling about respect, about fairness, even about dignity. He demanded that his team escalate things, consult lawyers, and explore what legal action could be taken. His publicist tried to explain again that South Park had parody protection so strong they once fought off lawsuits from actual celebrities. But Liam insisted that his situation was different. He believed that because the parody directly referenced The Witcher Season 4's failure, and because he was already getting backlash, the episode had real consequences that went beyond humor. The irony, of course, is that South Park didn't create the backlash. They exposed it. Fans were already rejecting Season 4. The reviews were already low. The show's identity already felt broken. Henry Cavill had already become the symbol of what The Witcher should have been. South Park simply turned that collective disappointment into a comedic spectacle, but Liam refused to see it that way. To him, the episode caused the chaos. As Liam continued insisting that something needed to be done, Netflix executives quietly distanced themselves from the controversy. They had no interest in publicly defending him. Season 4 had been heavily criticized, and the last thing the studio wanted was to appear fragile or reactive to comedy. Several insiders revealed that when Liam asked Netflix for support, the executives politely declined. They reminded him that the show was already struggling and that challenging South Park publicly would likely make everything worse. Liam did not take that well. One insider described Liam's reaction as a bomb going off, explaining that he ranted about being disrespected not only by South Park, but by the fans, the writers, and ultimately even Netflix. He felt abandoned, like no one was on his side. He reportedly said, "I didn't sign up to be humiliated on international television." But fans felt that wasn't South Park's fault. They felt that the writing, the creative direction, and the mishandled recast were the real reasons the show had become mockable, and many argued that Liam's reaction only made him look worse. As the days passed, the backlash spread even further. Twitter threads mocking Liam's attempt to get the episode taken down went viral. YouTubers created video essays analyzing how aggressively he reacted. Memes depicted him drafting angry emails while Henry Cavill calmly painted Warhammer miniatures. Even casual fans who didn't watch The Witcher found the drama entertaining. And instead of fading, the story grew, largely because Liam kept pushing behind the scenes. The more Liam tried to silence the parody, the more attention it received. South Park fans started re-uploading the episode's jokes across different platforms. TikTok edits comparing Cavill's Geralt to South Park's cartoon Liam racked up millions of views. Someone even created a remix of Liam's alleged complaints auto-tuned into a song. It went viral overnight. By this point, Liam's meltdown had spiraled into something no PR team could control. Embarrassed, angry, and desperate for some kind of support, Liam reportedly reached out to people on the Witcher production, but even they didn't know what to tell him. Many crew members believed the South Park parody was simply the inevitable punchline of a series that strayed too far from its source. They respected Liam as a person, but they also knew that replacing Henry Cavill in a beloved franchise was always going to backfire. Some even felt bad for Liam, but they understood the fans' perspective. They knew Cavill wasn't just acting, he was preserving the mythology of Geralt. And no actor, no matter how talented, could replace that level of devotion. Still, Liam continued to push. According to one source, he began discussing the idea of publicly condemning the South Park episode in an interview. His team begged him not to, They warned him that speaking out would make him look humorless, insecure, and overly sensitive. But Liam reportedly replied, "Someone needs to say something." Thankfully for him, the interview fell through, saving him from what would have been an even bigger PR disaster. Meanwhile, fans rallied behind Henry Cavill more than ever. The South Park parody unintentionally became a celebration of Cavill's influence on the show. Clips of his performance resurfaced online, with fans praising his commitment to the role. Many said the parody only proved what Henry had been trying to warn everyone about. The Witcher needed respect for the lore, not shortcuts. Not shortcuts in writing, not shortcuts in tone, and definitely not shortcuts in casting. The Witcher community united behind Cavill, calling him the last true Geralt and saying he would have laughed at the South Park episode instead of trying to ban it. As Liam struggled privately, the internet moved on, but not in a way that helped him. The South Park episode became part of Witcher fandom culture. It was memed, quoted, remixed, reviewed, and celebrated. And the harder Liam tried to shut it down, the more iconic it became. His outrage only cemented the parody's place in internet history. In the end, Liam's efforts to ban the episode accomplished nothing except drawing more attention to his insecurity. South Park didn't remove the episode. They didn't apologize. They didn't edit a single frame. They didn't even acknowledge his demands beyond that sarcastic, "Thanks for watching." And fans agreed. The Witcher Season 4 deserved the criticism, and Liam needed to accept that humor wasn't the enemy. Mishandling the role was. Liam's legacy on The Witcher will forever be tied to this meltdown. Not because he was a villain, but because he reacted to satire with fury instead of self-awareness. And even though fans felt sympathy for him early in the recast drama, that sympathy evaporated when he tried to silence a joke rather than confront the real problem. Henry Cavill was irreplaceable. South Park didn't ruin Liam's reputation. The decision to replace Cavill did, the writing did, the creative direction did. Liam's emotional explosion only made the truth more obvious. In the eyes of the fans, the South Park episode simply said what everyone was already thinking. And Liam Hemsworth demanding it be banned didn't make him look strong. It made him look fragile in a world that embraced humor, criticism, and honesty. In the end, there was one clear conclusion reflected across every comment, every meme, every parody, and every reaction. Henry Cavill didn't need The Witcher. The Witcher needed Henry Cavill. And without him, even satire hits harder than the show itself.